G'day guys, my name is Lockie and welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing something a bit different. First thing you'll probably notice, hello, face cam, hey guys. I don't know if I'll normally do this, but it's a react video, so I thought I might as well. Okay, so there is a fairly large community of people who love AFL and for some reason love watching other people watch AFL for the first time, especially a lot of Americans do it, just people overseas in general, but mainly it is Americans. And for some reason, I watch a lot of that as well. I don't know why. I'll just show you what's going on. Like, there's a fair few channels that have tried doing it. A lot of, react channels. Some have got like that. There's some decent views in some of these. But one of the main videos that they watch, which you can see at the top here, is What is AFL? This video right here with 1.8 million views. I've watched this video so many times, too many times. I don't know why I've watched it so many times. I know everything about AFL. I mean, not everything, but I know a lot about AFL, and I do not need a video explaining the rules to me. But for some reason, I've watched this video way too many times. I don't know why, but moving on. There's some things in this video that really frustrate me, and then I'm going to nitpick, and I'm going to kind of turn it on its head, because most of the time you're watching someone who has no idea what AFL is, watch the video, but this is going to be someone who does know what AFL is and knows the rules and all that sort of stuff, and I'm just going to critique the video, and because there's a few problems with this video that really annoy me every single time someone else watches it. The first half is pretty good. The first sort of bit of the video is pretty good, and I don't really see any problems with it. But there's other things. There's little bits that just don't make any sense. One of the first things I'll say is, why do they have an American talking over this? I don't even know if he is American. It sounds like the weirdest accent. It's like this mix between Australian and American, and it does not sound good. I don't know why the hell they chose this guy to do it, but I mean, other than that, the video, it's a good video, and I love, like I said, watching other people react to it. But there's a few problems with it, so let's just get into it.
It's got running.
Now they're starting to run.
It's got kicking.
Crowd willing him on. Phil Shorey. Well, he might take it anyway. He has.
It's got bone-on-bone hits without pads.
I will say, the graphics, they're pretty good. I mean, these little things that they do here with the 3D model, it's good. I mean, especially if it's a video from 2015. It's good stuff.
No, it's not rugby. It's Australian football, although you might hear it called Aussie rules or even footy. This is Australia's biggest sport and is now played professionally by 18 teams in the AFL. It has the fourth highest average attendance of any domestic sports league in the world. These are some serious fans. What do you say we talk basics? Aussie rules is played on a football field, probably.
This is another thing that I'll give it for. This is a really good bit, and it makes people, especially Americans, like how they have NFL here. It just shows the full-on size of the grip. This good bit of the video.
Bigger than any you've ever seen, with an egg-shaped ball that takes some crazy bounces. Each team consists of 18 players on the field and 4 on the bench.
Okay, this is the first sort of problem with the video. I know it says each team, but a lot of people miss that. A lot of people think they'll say, oh, so it's 18 players on the field, or like for both teams. They could have just easily fixed this by saying it's 18 players per team or something. I don't know, just make it more obvious that it's 18 per team, because a lot will think it's just 18 players for both teams, so it's like 9 aside, which just obviously isn't right.
Tremendous athletes, these players are basketball-sized with the hands and foot speed of an NFL wide receiver and stamina greater than a soccer player.
This is interesting. It's a main event in any stadium in the world.
The game starts with a center bounce, a bit like a basketball jump ball. The basic object of the game, like American football, is to move the ball down the field and score.
Wants to go all the way from 45. Collier gets it back within a goal.
You can move the ball 3 ways. Running, but you have to bounce it every 16 yards.
I was gonna say something about this, but I mean, because a lot of people say that, oh, how do they remember how to make it, how to bounce it every 16 yards? I mean, I don't know why they didn't use meters there, but whatever. I don't know. There's not really any way to say that. That makes more sense. That's kind of how it works. You just bounce it whenever you, like, every couple of steps, really. I mean, it doesn't, yeah. Whatever. There's not much they could do there.
Using your fist to hit it forward.
Once again, they could have, I feel like they could have worded that better so it doesn't make it seem like you can only hit it forward. Because, I mean, they do show on the video in like a second that someone hitting it backwards, but I feel a lot of people feel that you can only hit it forward, which obviously isn't true.
This is called a handball, another skill unique to Aussie rules.
They probably shouldn't have said unique as well there, because Gaelic football has it, so...
Nice running. Ellis was involved as well. Frostholm started it all and drills it home.
And of course, the most common way is kicking it.
That one's full forward. Terrific.
Like a quarterback using feet instead of hands, these guys can hit a teammate on the run at 50 yards. If the kick is a little high, a player may have to jump and make a spectacular catch. This is...
Okay, I feel like they should have done this in a different way, because they don't really tell you the difference between what a specky is and what a mark is. And I feel like they really should have, what they should have done is explained how a mark works first by just, you know, saying if you catch the ball from a kick on the full, you can either play on or you can stop and just no one can tackle you. And then they should have explained what a specky is, because a specky and a mark are totally different. A mark is just when you normally catch the ball and it, you get to play on or whatever. But a specky is a lot, you know, spectacular. They should have made it different, because it makes it seem like they didn't even really explain what a specky is. They just kind of said mark. I don't know. I feel like they could have done that better as well.
called a mark.
Like, you're not going to call that a mark. That's a specky.
He's Archie with him himself. Top Nick
And believe it or not, you can use the opponent as a springboard for jumping. If you take a mark, you can keep going, or you can stop on the spot and take an unimpeded kick.
Glorious kick.
Once in scoring position, the idea is to kick the ball through the two large upright posts. That's a goal and worth 6 points.
One thing, I think they explained that really well. Makes sense. They even highlighted the post for you. That's a good one.
He is left foot, well within his repertoire.
It's also good that they showed that you can do it rolling, so it doesn't have to go through the post on the full, as long as, you know, it's off a kick.
Hit the post,
He sent it into the post.
or send it between the big post and the outer lower post, it's worth 1 point and is called a behind.
Okay.
A final scoreline might look...
This has got to be probably one of the biggest complaints I have with this video. This is the stupidest graph I've ever seen. Especially for explaining it to someone who has no idea what it means. It just looks like a bunch of numbers. First of all, that score is way too high. They're not scoring 130 and 120 in the same game. That's not happening. I mean, very rarely two teams will score over 100 in the same game. That's pretty rare. And for them to score like that, that ain't happening. Second of all, no one who watches this for the first time has any idea what 20, 10, 130 means. Like, you can see, like, they do this little...
Looks something like
they
this.
highlight the numbers. That's not going to help at all. Like, what they should have done, which would have made a lot more sense, was just put a G over the 20, a B over the 10, and then a total over the 130. So, like, people could understand that it's, you know, goal behind total. Like, I don't know why they don't do those, because a lot of people will just skip that and not understand what the hell it means. So I feel like they really should have done that better. And it would be an easy fix by just adding 3 letters. I mean, come on.
By the way, there's no offside rule. Don't get us wrong, there are positions.
Okay, sorry about that, you just ignore that. Okay, this is another thing that really annoys me, how they say positions. I know it wants to be simple and easy to understand, but just saying there's backs, forwards and mids, that's probably a little bit too simple. They could even just use their like picture of the AFL ground and just put like all the like just some basic positioning on it, but because they just literally say forwards attack and defenders defend and midfielders are midfielders. Like, come on, you could have put a little bit more effort in, and there's ruckman and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'd feel like they could have really done a better job of explaining positions.
Defenders defend. Forwards go forward. And midfielders, yep, play in midfield.
This is better from Hawthorn. We know what a good kick he is, but he sets Hill up the line outside. He goes back into Hale, 70 metres out, too far to score. Gives off here to Suckling. Suckling with a low belter.
Players come in all shapes and sizes.
This is another really good bit, I think, like explaining that, not everyone's super tall and not everyone's, super small. Like, it's good that they show different height. I think this is a good bit.
The Fremantle Dockers have 5'8" Hayden Ballantyne, 6'3" Nate Fife, and 7-footer Aaron Sandilands.
Remember when Freo were good?
You can tackle hard, but not too high or low. It has to be between the shoulders and the knees.
Another thing I will add, well, one, they don't say what a push in the back is, that's kind of important, and two, this entire video completely ignores the holding the ball rule, which is probably one of the best rules in AFL, and one of the most exciting rules to know when you're watching it, because you can scream out ball. I mean, like, I know it's kind of hard to explain, but even just saying, like, if a player has time to get rid of the ball and they don't, it's called holding the ball, and the crowd will all scream out ball. I feel like they should have explained that part about tackling, because that's it's one of the best bits of AFL.
There are 4 quarters of 20 minutes, but like soccer, time is added on for stoppages of play. The extra time can be as much as 10 additional minutes.
Okay, this is another bit that I think they could have really done better, and I don't know why they kind of said it, because he says it can be done by 10 additional minutes, which is kind of right, but quarters normally go for a lot longer than exactly 10 minutes longer. So he kind of makes it sound like they can only go extra time for 10 minutes. Like they go for, sometimes a quarter can go for 35 minutes, which is technically 15 minutes extra. I don't know. I just feel like they could have explained that a lot better.
AFL teams play 22 regular season games. The top 8 teams make the playoffs, or as they're called in Australia, the finals. Eventually, 2 teams meet in the championship game or the grand final.
There's a bit that I also like. They explain what the grand final is, how important it is. They probably could have said that instead of saying 90,000 plus, 100,000 plus, just to make it sound even more impressive. But there's a good bit. I think there's a great ending to the video, just explaining how big the grand final is, and that's probably what the video is made for if it was made at the 1st of September. So yeah, no, I mean, from here it's fine. It just shows off the grand final. I'll just let it finish.
It's Australia's Super Bowl and is played every year in the magnificent Melbourne Cricket Ground in front of 90,000 plus. It's a big deal.
Away we go. Opening belt. Kennedy. Long kick. Goal. First of the grand final.
Good looking kick. He's got it. Franklin. Oh, yes, he has.
Melchesky run down holding the footy.
Langford running hard. He'll fancy this. It's got enough. It's a goal.
Any questions? Check us out at AFL.
Okay, I mean, like, overall, I don't want to diss this too hard, because it's got 1.8 million views, and it's a fairly good introduction to AFL if you don't know a thing about it. But there's little things that I feel like will just confuse people more, or just do not tell, like, important rules like the holding the ball rule. But I mean, other than that, it's still a good video. But there's, like I'm saying, there's just those little things that annoy me every single time I watch someone react to it. I don't know. I'd still like to know why I like watching people react to AFL, because I've seen, like I said, I've seen this video a million times. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it, guys. Sorry if this was a bit too, I don't know, wanky, a bit too too much criticism. But yeah, if you guys want me to do these sort of videos again, I mean, I don't really know what else I'd do on it, but I'm kind of thinking of moving the channel some more just sports-based and AFL and cricket and stuff like that. Maybe I'm doing ladder predictions. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if there's any other changes that you'd like to see in this video. And I genuinely, I want to know if other people sort of think the same as me when they're watching someone react. Because I know lots of people, there's a genuine community built around this, and you can see in the comment sections every video that someone just reacts to it. You can see all these people, awesome. They spent like 10 minutes writing out these paragraphs so they can understand what's going on, which I think is awesome. And I love, like I said, I've said it a couple of times, but I love watching people who learn about our sports. It's awesome. It's great. But yeah, that's everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to. And yeah, see ya. Bye.